Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk to you about something that has shaped leaders, warriors, athletes, and creators across history: the pursuit of innovation and mastery. These two forces are the engines that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Innovation is not about waiting for inspiration, it is about taking disciplined action, solving problems in ways others overlook, and pushing past the limits of convention. Mastery is not a destination, it is a lifelong grind, an endless commitment to sharpening your craft, your skills, and your mindset until excellence becomes your default. Together, innovation and mastery create a formula that builds unstoppable individuals who don't just adapt to the world, they shape it. You must understand that innovation isn't reserved for geniuses in labs or entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley. Innovation lives in every decision you make. It shows up when you choose discipline over comfort, when you adjust your approach after failure instead of quitting, when you create new strategies in your training, your career, or your personal life. Innovation is about having the courage to break patterns that don't work and to experiment with ideas that others are too afraid to try. It is aggressive, proactive, and relentless. You cannot innovate by waiting, you innovate by acting. Mastery is the counterbalance. Innovation without mastery is chaos. It burns bright but dies quickly. Mastery is the grind of consistency, the discipline of daily repetition, and the patience to refine small details until they become second nature. It is the soldier drilling movement after movement until it becomes instinct. It is the musician practicing the same scale until perfection feels effortless. It is the leader making tough calls day after day, each one sharpening judgment and resilience. Mastery doesn't happen overnight, it is carved through years of persistence, and the truth is most people never achieve it, because mastery demands sacrifice, and sacrifice demands discipline. But when innovation and mastery meet, something powerful happens. You don't just become skilled, you become dangerous. You become the person others rely on in chaos, the one who doesn't just survive adversity but creates solutions in the middle of it. You become the one who sees opportunity in failure, who uses creativity grounded in discipline to achieve things others can't even imagine. Think about the battlefield. When chaos breaks out, innovation finds a way, but mastery ensures execution under pressure. Think about life. When challenges strike, the creative mind finds a new path, but the disciplined mind has the strength to walk it. The world is changing fast. Technology, culture, opportunities, they shift every single day. And those who stand still are left behind. That is why innovation is survival. But understand this: innovation without discipline is wasted energy. Mastery without innovation is stagnation. You must combine them both. You must be willing to experiment, but also willing to endure. You must be willing to think differently, but also willing to outwork everyone around you. That is the formula for greatness. So ask yourself today, are you innovating? Are you pushing beyond old limits? Or are you repeating the same patterns, expecting new results? Are you on the path to mastery, committing yourself daily to the grind, or are you giving in to the distraction of shortcuts? Innovation is about courage, mastery is about discipline, and together they are about ownership, the ownership of your growth, your craft, and your life. The challenge I give you is simple: every single day, take action to create something new, and at the same time, refine something old. Innovate with boldness, master with discipline. That is how you evolve, that is how you lead, that is how you dominate in a world that rewards the relentless. Good morning, everyone. Now go out there and make innovation and mastery your standard, not just today, but every day. Let's dive deep into the first key point of innovation and mastery, something that separates leaders from followers, warriors from quitters, and those who leave a mark on this world from those who fade away unnoticed. The first key point is simple but not easy. It is the mindset of constant growth, the refusal to stand still, the determination to pursue innovation as a daily discipline and mastery as a lifelong mission. Too many people confuse innovation with sudden flashes of genius, or they think mastery is something you achieve once and then you are done. But the truth is, both are processes, both are ongoing commitments, both require you to put in the work every single day. Innovation is not about reinventing the wheel every morning. It is about asking, how can I make this better? How can I improve? How can I solve this problem in a smarter, faster, stronger way? And mastery is not about knowing everything, it is about embracing the grind of learning, training, sharpening until the skill you carry is unshakable, until the foundation you stand on is unbreakable. Think about innovation first. Innovation demands courage because it challenges the comfort zone. Most people fear change, they fear taking risks, they fear stepping into the unknown. But innovation thrives in uncertainty, because in that uncertainty lies opportunity. The battlefield doesn't give you the luxury of comfort, and life is no different. You have to adapt. You have to find new ways forward when old methods fail. Innovation is creativity with discipline. It is seeing the world not only for what it is, but for what it could be if you had the courage to act. And it starts in the smallest of things. It could be the way you approach your workouts, finding a new strategy when your progress stalls. It could be the way you handle your work, building systems that eliminate wasted time. It could be the way you approach your relationships, changing how you communicate to build deeper trust. These are innovations, small, consistent, relentless improvements that over time compound into transformation. Now look at mastery. Mastery is where most people give up, because mastery is boring. Mastery is repetition, consistency, patience. It's doing the same thing, not for days or weeks, but for years. It's rehearsing the basics until the basics become instinct, until your execution is automatic under stress. Mastery is not glamorous. It doesn't show off on social media. It doesn't grab quick attention. But it is the backbone of greatness. You cannot innovate effectively without mastery. Without a foundation of discipline and skill, your ideas collapse under pressure. That's why innovation and mastery are two sides of the same coin. Innovation keeps you sharp and adaptive. Mastery keeps you strong and steady. The problem is that most people choose one over the other. Some chase innovation endlessly, but have no mastery. They start new projects, chase new ideas, but never finish, never refine, never build the discipline required to execute. Others grind endlessly at mastery, but forget innovation. They repeat the same methods, the same routines, but never adapt, never evolve, never step into new territory. Both paths alone will fail you, but when you unite them, when you combine the creativity of innovation with the discipline of mastery, you become unstoppable. This is the mindset that Jocko Willink embodies, the mindset of a warrior leader. On the battlefield, soldiers innovate. They find new strategies when the plan breaks down. They adapt to unexpected resistance. But their innovation only works because they have mastered the fundamentals. They have drilled, trained, repeated until movement is instinct, until decisions under stress come without hesitation. Life is no different. You will face resistance. You will face failure. And when you do, innovation will find you a new path, but mastery will give you the strength to walk it. So what does this mean for you? It means every single day, you must commit to both sides. Take action that pushes you forward into something new. Experiment, create, adapt. That's innovation. And at the same time, stay disciplined in your routines, your habits, your core skills. That's mastery. Every workout, every hour of study, every sacrifice of comfort for progress, that's mastery. Every new attempt, every creative solution, every risk you take to improve, that's innovation. When you combine the two, you create momentum that cannot be stopped. One is all about resilience, through adaptability. The ability to master yourself so completely that you can bend without breaking, shift without losing momentum, and adapt without abandoning discipline. Because here is the truth, mastery without resilience is fragile, and innovation without adaptability is reckless. The second key point is understanding that life will not follow your perfect plan. Your roadmap will not remain intact, and the battlefield of your existence, whether it's in your career, your family, your health, or your mind, will throw unexpected obstacles in your way. And when those obstacles arrive, the people who survive, who thrive and who lead, are the ones who can adapt with strength, not panic. When Jocko Willink talks about leadership and performance, he doesn't describe an environment where things are easy. He describes chaos, uncertainty, setbacks and failures, and yet he always brings it back to discipline, to ownership, to adaptation. Why? Because mastery of your craft is not about knowing how to operate when things are smooth. Anyone can perform when conditions are ideal. True mastery shows itself when everything goes wrong and you still find a way forward. That's where adaptability comes in. Adaptability is innovation under fire. It's the ability to take the principles you have mastered and apply them in new, unexpected, and constantly shifting circumstances. Think of it like this. A martial artist trains the same moves over and over. Hours of repetition, endless drilling. That is mastery. But in a real fight, the opponent is unpredictable. The rhythm changes. The attack angles shift. If the martial artist is rigid, if he cannot adapt, his mastery collapses under pressure. But if he has combined mastery with adaptability, he can innovate in the moment, using his foundation as a springboard to adjust instantly. That is the essence of this key point. In your life, you need to drill your skills, refine your craft, sharpen your habits, but then you must also train your mind to be flexible, to innovate, to pivot when necessary, without losing your core foundation. The problem with most people is they confuse adaptability with inconsistency. They think adapting means abandoning discipline, abandoning structure, abandoning the fundamentals they've built. But adaptability is not chaos. Adaptability is controlled flexibility. It means you have mastered yourself so deeply that you can remain steady even when everything shifts. It's like the roots of a tree, deep in the ground, unmovable. The branches sway in the wind, but the tree does not fall. That's what you must become. Now let's apply this to your daily life. In your career, you will face unexpected setbacks. A business deal falls through. The economy changes. Technology evolves. If you are rigid, you break. But if you've mastered your skills and trained yourself to innovate, you adapt. You find new opportunities, new strategies, new markets. That's how leaders survive economic storms. In your health, injuries come, motivation dips, schedules change. If you are rigid, you quit when your routine is disrupted. But if you have mastery of discipline,
You adapt. You shift your workouts. You change your nutrition. You innovate in your approach while keeping the core principle intact. You don't quit. In your relationships, conflicts and miscommunications are inevitable. If you are rigid, you argue, you shut down, you let pride control you. But if you have the mastery of humility and the adaptability to listen, you find new ways to communicate. You grow stronger through challenges. This is the second key point of innovation and mastery: resilience through adaptability. Because here's the hard reality: you cannot predict the future. You cannot know what life will throw at you, but you can train yourself to be ready for whatever comes. You can build mastery in your habits, your character, your discipline, and then when life shifts, you can innovate in the moment, adapt and keep moving forward. That is what makes you unbreakable. But I want you to understand something deeper. Adaptability is not only about reacting, it is also about anticipating. It is about seeing patterns before others see them, about being proactive instead of always reactive. The most successful people, the most disciplined leaders, don't just wait for change to hit them. They are constantly scanning the environment, constantly preparing for what's next. They are innovators by nature, always experimenting, always testing, always ready to pivot. That is what gives them the edge: innovation and mastery. And this one is about the power of discipline-driven creativity, the understanding that true innovation does not come from chaos, laziness, or luck. It comes from disciplined action, relentless practice, and the courage to execute ideas even when the path forward is uncertain. Too many people believe innovation is a spark, a random flash of inspiration that magically transforms everything. But Jocko Willink teaches us that real innovation comes from structure, consistency, and hard work. It is not random, it is earned. Let's break this down. Discipline is often seen as restrictive, as something that limits freedom. People think discipline means rules, control, and confinement. But the truth is the opposite. Discipline creates the foundation for freedom, and freedom creates the space for innovation. Think about it. If your life is chaotic, if you are always late, always tired, always disorganized, how can you ever think clearly enough to create something new? You can't. Your creativity will drown under the noise of your undisciplined life. But if you have discipline, if you wake up early, control your time, sharpen your focus, and stay consistent, suddenly your mind is free to innovate. Discipline doesn't kill creativity. It unleashes it. Jocko himself has spoken countless times about waking up early, about sticking to routines, about controlling the controllables. Why? Because those small acts of discipline create the mental clarity and physical energy needed to face challenges. Once your body and mind are aligned through discipline, your creativity becomes sharper. You begin to see solutions others miss. You find opportunities where others only see obstacles. That is discipline-driven creativity. It is the balance of structure and imagination, of consistency and exploration. Think of the greatest innovators in history, whether in business, science, athletics, or the military. Yes, they were creative. Yes, they thought differently. But behind their creativity was discipline. Athletes train daily, endlessly repeating drills. Scientists run experiments over and over, testing theories with meticulous discipline. Entrepreneurs wake up before dawn, work relentlessly, and grind through obstacles. That's the part people don't see when they romanticize innovation. Innovation without discipline is just a dream. Discipline transforms the dream into reality. So how do we apply this to our own lives? Start with your routines. Your habits either support creativity or destroy it. If you waste hours scrolling, binge-watching, or procrastinating, don't expect to suddenly have innovative breakthroughs. Your brain is fogged with distraction. But if you discipline yourself to eliminate waste, if you protect your time and use it wisely, you open the door for mastery and innovation. Innovation requires bandwidth, and discipline creates that bandwidth. You cannot innovate in a mind filled with clutter. You need order to create. Let's make this practical. Say you want to master your craft, whether that's business, fitness, leadership, or art. You build discipline first. Daily training, reading, studying, practicing. Over time you gain mastery, but along the way you also discover new ideas, different strategies, new methods, better solutions. That's where innovation emerges, but only because you first built the discipline to stick with the process long enough for those ideas to surface. Most people quit too early. They never reach mastery because they lack discipline. And without mastery, their innovations are shallow. But when discipline carries you to mastery, innovation comes naturally, because you now understand the principles so well that you can break them in intelligent ways. The same applies to leadership. A leader who lacks discipline cannot innovate effectively because their team will collapse under inconsistency. But a disciplined leader, someone who shows up prepared, who leads by example, who builds a foundation of trust, can inspire innovation in their people. Why? Because their discipline creates stability, and stability gives people the courage to think differently. Teams thrive when they know their leader is steady, grounded, and consistent. From that base, innovation grows. This fourth key point also teaches us something vital about risk. Innovation is risky. It means doing something new, stepping into the unknown, taking chances. But when risk is combined with discipline, it becomes calculated risk. It is not reckless. Discipline makes sure you prepare, you research, you train, you execute properly.